Griffin. I'm from an organisation called Veterans for Peace. Part of our work is to support resistance from within the military, because resistance from within the military can end wars. Whether that's the war that ended on the Eastern Front during the First World War when the Russian soldiers decided to go home, or the Vietnam War. Okay, we're here today on June the 1st to protest in solidarity with Bradley Manning. On Monday, June the 3rd, his trial starts. It's going to be a big show trial in the United States where the government and the prosecutors are going to make sure that this guy goes to jail for a long time. Why are we supporting Manning? Well, as veterans, we see him as a most significant resistor to the war on terror. The information he's released, the Afghan war diaries, the Iraq war logs, Cablegate and the collateral murder video have let us all see the true nature of modern warfare, that the killing and torture is not the acts of a few bad apples, but is systematic and part of the war.
Meanwhile in Afghanistan, a family is dead, wiped out in their sleep as they were lying in their bed, wiped out of existence like so many are each day. This is liberation, so they say.
Today, although Bradley's trial actually starts on Monday, is not a day to be depressed. This is a day to celebrate Bradley and what he's done. He is a fantastic inspiration to us. At the age of 22, he took the decision to release information which he said the world needed to see. See, this is what you need. You need not...
Today we don't have conscription, but we do have our young people are economically conscripted, and culturally it's conscripted into the military. But when those young people end up in wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, they realise that what they're doing, what they're involved in, is irrational. When you're going into people's houses every night and dragging out innocent people and locking them up, you're making more enemies. It doesn't make sense.
And he doesn't deserve to be treated like that. He's told the truth.
It is an absolute insult to justice that somebody who has already been imprisoned for 3 years before coming to trial is now going to be subjected to a court-martial with his whole life at stake simply for the crime of telling the truth, of telling the American people the information that their government was hiding from them.
The collateral murder video says it all, really, when you see the casual nature of the killing. The callousness, as Mike said, of the radio talk that's going on. You know when they say that they wounded the kids and they say it's their fault for bringing them to a battlefield. This place is their home.
Meanwhile in Afghanistan, a village has been hit, a wedding party transformed into a pit, transformed into a graveyard for children, women, men, transformed into a graveyard for empire again.
I think we need to free Bradley Manning. In fact, the state needs to free Bradley Manning because he's done nothing wrong. In fact, the ultrasound has, come forth, and they should be open, but they don't want to be. So they can't run against the truth. He represents that, I suppose.
It seems to me that the people who ought to be on trial are those who committed the war crimes, those who actually did these atrocities, the liars, the corrupt people in government, instead of which the only single person who is going to go on trial for what WikiLeaks revealed is the man who actually told us about it.
I want to know who, I want to know who, I want to know who is the terrorist, I want to know who, I want to know who, I want to know who is the terrorist.
Bradley Manning, as far as I'm concerned, is the most significant resistor from within the military during the last 10 years.
Yes!
He did something special. Other soldiers have resisted, like I've said, by refusing to go back, refusing to fight. This guy had access to information, and that hundreds of thousands of other people had in the US system, right? And he saw the information that became the Afghan war diaries, the Iraq war logs, the collateral murder video and Cablegate. And he noticed that what was going on in Iraq and Afghanistan was not the work of a few bad apples, as our governments try and tell us. It is systematic. The torture, the killing is systematic. It's part of the program.
A graveyard for society, a graveyard for ideals, a place to bury all the hearts of anyone who feels. And at the meeting in Chicago, they'll talk of women's rights. They'll talk about the terrorists they've got within their sights. The terrorists abroad, the terrorists so near, the terrorists who grew up in a suburb around here.
He is facing life in prison, and let's think about that for a second, because that is extremely serious.
Stood up to the Americans and told the truth. The truth is not a crime, and he should not be punished for it.
Free Bradley Manning!
Free Bradley Manning. Free Bradley Manning.
Free Bradley Manning.
Free Bradley Manning.
Free Bradley Manning.
Free Bradley Manning.
Free Bradley Manning!
Free Bradley Manning.
Free Bradley Manning.
Hello, we're from West Wales and we just like to say Free Bradley Manning. Free Bradley Manning.
Free Bradley Manning.
Free Bradley Manning!
Free Bradley Manning.
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 Yes?
Free Bradley Manning.
Free Bradley Manning. It's terrible what they're doing with Bradley Manning.
Free Bradley Manning. And leave Julian Assange alone.
Okay.
Come on.
I'm English.
Okay.
Free Bradley Manning.
Now with the fist.
With this?
Yeah.
Really? Did you do the fist? Free Bradley Manning.
And it's not our fault. It's just your own new suicide. Well,